like I said before, I truly enjoyed BB 12, obviously. Honestly, it's definitely a season that definitely did have a bit of a slow start, but I think it's one of the seasons that honestly gets better as it goes along. And while some weeks are better than others in the post jury, it definitely has some pretty exciting weeks and some pretty interesting moments that happen throughout the season, especially towards the end game. But let's talk about the cast itself in terms of the order of their boots. First up, we have Janine, who was just kind of there, honestly. Again, that's honestly kind of known for Bruce boots, but being honest, like they're just kind of there. They don't really like get shown much, honestly, on the BBK, obviously, and the trend still continues, obviously. And then we have Donna, who honestly could have been a funny character, and she definitely has some fun moments, but obviously Victoria being Victoria, which we'll get into. Then we get to Dennis, who also has some really fun moments. Obviously, he won the first two vetoes, and due to some wishes that happened, he basically got blindsided by his own closest ally in Vidic. Which, by the way, let's get to Vidic, who obviously got blindsided with the whole executive veto thing, which is pretty hilarious, which I'll get into. And he was also a fun character, and definitely had a fun epic downfall, which I'm pretty sure we were going to expect, but it's still pretty hilarious how it happens. Then we get to Matthew, who, honestly, of all the people in the cast, Matthew's probably the biggest star, honestly. Nothing against him or anything, he was just kind of boring. He was more just Anthony's ally. That's really it. He really wasn't so much on the show, so there's not much I can really say about Matthew, but being honest. Sorry. And then we have Elijah, who also had a pretty fun downfall and had some pretty fun back and forth throughout this season, especially how often he got nominated and how much it's really just great by, honestly. It's actually pretty hilarious on that aspect. And then we get to Kayla, who had a pretty interesting run this season, who also found character moments, but of course her downfall or basically how she felt out. It's definitely a bit questionable on how that happened, but it did make for great TV, I'm not gonna lie. Then we get to Avery, who was honestly just fine, honestly. Avery didn't really stir out much to me, honestly. I mean, she had some moments, obviously. I mean, she was a good presence, obviously. I mean, she won like 2 HOHs and was a pretty big thing for up at some point in the season. But as a character, there just wasn't much to really say. Sorry. And Tola, he was also fun. He definitely had some moments, but not much to say there, honestly. And then we have Victoria, one of the 2 returning players this season. I believe Victoria was a standout character in BB 9, someone who definitely, in terms of character, is great, but in terms of gameplay, it's probably one of the worst of all time. Like, I'm dead serious on that. Like, not just in terms of play, in terms of overall play. Like, she's definitely a great character. Like, as a character, Fight TV is just fantastic TV. But as a gameplayer, she is just dreadful. Which obviously all that stuff pretty much led to her downfall in that season, and somehow she's even worse this season somehow. Hell, the fact she made it to the Final 5 in general is pretty surprising, and hell, she really had a clear victory to the end where people still trust her, but obviously people saw that and then she got voted out. So, which honestly, I'm kind of glad on that. And obviously she's still an all-time great character, but an all-time bad player. But yet that makes for amazing TV. So oh, well, how bad is Spicy is gonna play this week? Like, yeah, she's probably one of those. Like, she's honestly one of those characters that, honestly, I would love her on any given season on any reality show. I feel like she'll always bring into the television. She always bring into the entertainment. Gameplay wise, if you're looking for a good gameplay in her, you'll never go find Victoria. But in terms of a TV character, she is gold. It's type of character you honestly expect from BB King, which honestly is probably why honestly I love BB King, is because of these great characters. So yeah, Spicy TV, perfection. And then we get to Todd, who was also a pretty fun character. He won Canada's favorite house guest for a reason, but he definitely has great moments. He definitely had a nice run throughout the season, and one of those players I probably expect to see on an eventual return season. And then we have Lexus, who was also pretty solid, obviously. Not a highly memorable character, but she definitely has some moments. And now we get to the finals to itself. And somehow, we got pretty much a poll situation again this season, where Anthony Douglas actually made Final 2 this season without any. This is for the Pretty Boy thing. I think I'll agree that the only reason that Anthony probably lost that season is because he was up against Dane of all people. And like I mentioned before, I think of the other Pretty Boys in season 7, Anthony is probably my favorite, honestly. And this is Anthony that has like more knowledge on the show, so I was obviously very excited to see how he's going to play. And while he was definitely a bit up and down to this gameplay, I still liked Anthony. This is kind of what to be honest, this is also kind of expect Anthony to play on the returning season, if being honest. This is kind of how I expected to happen. And he was doing pretty well. He definitely had some good moments. And I feel the decision to actually bring Bailey to the end is probably going to live it infamy for him because, well, yeah, that pretty much cost him. And, hey, I'm happy to see at least one vote at the end, obviously. I'm happy to see at least one vote this time instead of 0. Obviously, those doing it, that'll probably be more hilarious, to be honest, but yeah, it's not terrible decision of him actually bringing the wrong person to the end, because I feel he probably would have won against Lexus, to be honest, but he ended up being Bailey, who is opposite the start of the season. Bailey is the star of the season. I'm not sure how he would rank it in terms of winners, I really need to think about that. But I feel like if there's any character, any presence, any person that's going to be highly remembered from this season, is going to be Bailey. And overall, I'm satisfied with her winning, obviously. Honestly, him being anything made for excellent TV. The TV, and she's a great character. She was a really good presence throughout the season, a really shining presence throughout the season. So, overall, I'm happy with her winning. I'm happy with her winning overall. So, no complaints on that front for me. But yeah, the cast overall, it's pretty solid. Not the best BBK cast in the world, but still pretty solid cast overall. And of course, when any BBK season, you obviously get a lot of twists in the season and a lot like sponsorships. Like this season probably had the most sponsors out of any BBK season, which is honestly kind of insane if you really think about it. But it's kind of good, obviously. And of course, there's still the elimination of the live feeds. Again, spoiler: I did not watch any of the digital dailies on this season because, well, I don't know why. Because honestly, I just felt there wasn't much point. So yeah. Sorry, but yeah. But of course, you also get the usual twist, which is kind of you always obviously expect from BBK at this point. It is twists and everything, which some are good, some can honestly screw players. But you only got like 2 major twists in the season. One being the executive veto, where the executive was held in the lounge room, and then it rewarded from a chain of rejection. So that asked us to really reject 9 to power, which ended up going to Victoria, of all people, and this time the person that she ended up choosing to save were actually named the replacement nominee, which obviously led to Vedic basically. Which was obviously led to Vedic being nominated and led to an actual face-to-face vote, which is the first time that happened since I believe it became 3 with the Nether vote, if I remember correctly. And then there's the movie named Massacre, which was just goddamn hilarious. Like, it's weird how they decided to go for that thing, but it makes for hilarious TV. They have a simple role, like, competition winner, HOH, nominees, veto players, someone got slot pass, and no eviction votes. Like, it's honestly pretty nice, and ended up being obviously a horror movie theme, which I pretty much was just laughing throughout the theme. Like, I'm probably not the best person in the world, but just great TV all around. Like I said, there are some pretty hilarious team of like being Spicy V play terribly every week. It's hilarious. Like especially in week 3 with basically Donna, someone that was learning to work with her, and Vic, for some reason, decided because House wanted that, decided to blindside Dennis, which was pretty hilarious. Again, and that kind of left him being kind of screwed over the next week, which makes for hilarious TV. And the whole magic blindside was pretty fun as well. Again, some of these are better than others. I'm not here. The vision was kind of fine. Again, how they treat Kayla was not the greatest, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. And week 1 and week 2, again, the first week is not the most interesting either, because that's kind of normal for first weeks of BBK, obviously. Again, the pacing is definitely a bit all over the place at times. Again, the sponsorships could be a bit too much in face, and some dishes are more predictable than others, obviously. And like I said, there are a couple duds, like mostly like the first Beauty and Matthew. But So I don't know if BB11 is going to go down as one of the best seasons, obviously, but hey, it's honestly much better than BB11. At least the season I actually enjoyed, so I'm happy about that in the end. Well, that is my thoughts on BB11, guys. I would love to know your thoughts on BB11 down below in the comment section. What are your favorite months of this season? What months did you enjoy the most? Are you excited with the winner? Are you happy with what happened? When Dalton Anthony Victoria this season? Who would you want to eventually return for Victoria playing season? If you do actually get one? Let me know down in the comment section. I do have a lot of BB11 videos coming very soon. I actually do plan on doing a season ranking on the BB11. Obviously, since it's been a while since I've done the ranking on BB11. And eventually I do plan on doing a winner ranking, a runner-up ranking, and a final juror ranking. Whether they're going to be like actual videos or shorts, so let you guys know. And I'm also going to do shorts on my favorite moments of the season, and also a ranking on the house guests. So stay tuned for that coming very soon. This is the Star Wikipedia signing off. Peace.